Hello everyone, today I have taken topic polynomial chapter 2 of class 10th. In contents we have introduction of polynomials, geometrical meaning of zeros of polynomials, relation between zeros and coefficient of a polynomial, division algorithm for polynomial. So first of all, in an introduction of polynomials, we have the definition. So it is very clear from the word polynomials. Poly means many and nomial means term. So in polynomials we have many terms, and these terms, they contain constant terms like 1, 2, 3 and variables, any variable, literal numbers we can have g, h, x, y, and exponent also, as we have some power in the variable. So we have an example also, 4x square plus x plus 1. So here we can see that we have 3 terms in this polynomial, and these terms have constant term also and variable also, and we have some power in the variable. Degrees of polynomial. So first of all, we should know that what is degree of a polynomial. Suppose we have a polynomial, and there is the highest power of the variable in that polynomial. The highest power of the variable is called degree of the polynomial. Suppose we have a constant number 6. It is called constant or zero polynomial of degree 0. It has no variable. And we have a linear polynomial 13x plus 1. Linear polynomial of degree 1. We have one more polynomial 4x square plus x plus 1. This is quadratic polynomial of degree 2. Then we have 6x cube plus 4x square plus 3x plus 1. Here the degree of this polynomial is 3. So it is called cubic polynomial of degree 3. Then we have 5x4 plus 3x cube plus 3x square plus 2x plus 1. Here the degree of this polynomial is 4. So it is called quadratic polynomial of degree 4. Now we have types of polynomials. So generally we have 3 types of polynomial: monomial, binomial and trinomial. So these types are based on the terms. If we have one term in the polynomial, it is called monomial. If we have 2 terms in the polynomial, then we will call it binomial. And if we have 3 terms in the polynomial, then it is trinomial. And these terms are separated by some operations like addition, subtraction, and we have multiplication also, but it's never division by a variable. So we can have example like 1 upon x plus 2 and x raised to power minus 2. They are non-polynomials. Then root or zero of a polynomial. What is zero of the polynomial? We say that x equal to r is a root of or zero of a polynomial p of x if p of r equal to 0. In other words, x equal to r is a root or zero of a polynomial if it is a solution to the equation p of x equal to 0. Means if we have any polynomial like p of x equal to 4x plus 5, it is a linear polynomial. So we have to find that when we will have p of x equal to 0, for what value of p of x equal to 0? Let p of x equal to 0. For a value a, when we have taken p of a equal to 4a plus 5 equal to 0, then here we have a value a is equal to minus 5 by 4. For this value, the p of x will become 0. In general, if k is a 0 of a linear polynomial in one variable, then p of x equal to ax plus b, then p of k is equal to ax plus b equal to 0. And for the value of k is equal to minus b upon a, the polynomial p of x becomes 0. Finding 0 of a polynomial. In the polynomial x raised to power 2 minus 3x plus 2, here it is a quadratic polynomial. If we replace x by 1, then we get p of 1 equal to 0. Similarly, replacing x by 2 gives p of 2 equal to 0. For these value p equal to 1 and p equal to 2, we are getting solution 0. So the p of x becomes 0. So these are the 0 of the polynomial. Therefore, 1 and 2 are the 0 of the polynomial x square minus 3x plus 2. Graphical representation of 0. Here we have two axes. Horizontal axis is x-axis and the vertical axis is y-axis. Here we can see that the curve is intersecting x-axis at 3 different points. So here we have 3 zeros. If a curve intersects x-axis at 2 different points, then we can say that we have 2 zeros for the given curve. If it intersects at 4 points, then we can say that it has 4 zeros. So here find 0 of the polynomial. We have different graphs over here. We have 6 graphs. If we just look at the one graph number 1, then we can see that we have a straight line and it is not intersecting x-axis. So here we have no 0. In graph 2, the curve is intersecting x-axis at 1 point. So here we have 1 0. And in third graph, we can see that the curve is intersecting x-axis at 3 different points. So here we have 3 zeros. So on we can do for it for graph 4, graph 5 and the graph 6 also. Here we can see that in graph 6, the curve is intersecting at 3 points. And in graph 5, we can see that the curve is intersecting x-axis at 4 different points. So here we have 4 zeros. Relationship between the zeros and the coefficient of a polynomial. We have a general form of a quadratic polynomial, that is p of x equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Here, suppose alpha and beta are 2 zeros of this polynomial. Then if we want to find the sum of the zeros, alpha plus beta, that is equal to minus b upon a. So b is here the coefficient of x and a is the coefficient of x square. So this is the formula for the sum of the roots. Now the formula for the product of the roots alpha and beta is equal to c upon a, where c is the constant term and a is the coefficient of x square. So this is the formula for the sum of the roots and the product of the roots. Even if we know the zeros of a quadratic polynomial, then we can also form polynomial. The formula for that is p of x equal to k in bracket x square minus sum of the zeros into x plus product of the 0. Here we have taken a quadratic polynomial x square plus 5x plus 6, and we can compare it with the general form of quadratic polynomial, that is ax square plus bx plus c. So after finding the zeros of this polynomial, quadratic polynomial, by the factor method, factorizing it, so we have two zeros, minus 2 and minus 3. If we just find the sum of the root, minus 2 plus minus 3, we get minus 5, and if we find the product of the roots, we get minus 2 into minus 3, we get 6 here. Now if we compare it with the general form of a quadratic polynomial, we find here the b is our 5 and a is 1, and if we just find the ratio, we get minus 5 upon 1, and that is similar to the sum of the root. And here also, if we just find c upon a, then we get here the value of c is 6 and a is equal to 1. So the ratio is 6 upon 1. Then we can compare also, we can verify that our sum of the root and the product of root are same after putting the values in the formula. Now lastly we have division algorithm. So what is division algorithm? Children, as you remember that Euclid's division algorithm, so what is in that? We have a dividend equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So same property we will use here. It is also applicable for the polynomials also. Let if we have f of x and g of x be polynomial with g of x of lower degree, then f of x and g of x of degree 1 or more. There exists unique polynomial q of x and r of x such that f of x equal to g of x into q of x plus r of x, where either r of x equal to 0 or degree of r of x is less than the degree of g of x. So the same property we are going to use for the division algorithm of polynomials. Here also we have f of x is the dividend and g of x is the divisor. So the degree of g of x should be less than that of f of x, and then we will get two more polynomials. One is q of x, that is the quotient, and we also get the remainder r of x. So the remainder, it could either be 0 or the degree of rx is less than that of degree of g of x. Here we have some examples like how two polynomials can be divided. So we can see that 3x cube plus 16x square plus 21x plus 20, this is a polynomial of degree 3, and we are going to divide it by the another polynomial x plus 4. Here the degree of x plus 4 is 1. So the degree of divisor should be less than that of the dividend. Then after solving it, we get 3x squared plus 4x plus 5 as a quotient, and in the end we get 0 remainder. So this is all about the division algorithm of the polynomial. We have one more example here. Thank you so much.